50 years ago, the Beatles released their first single. The U.S. embargo against Cuba began, and John Glenn became the first American astronaut to orbit Earth. The year 1962 marked many famous and infamous beginnings in the United States. But in Oregon, it may best be remembered as the Year of the Elephant. At dawn on April 14th, a 225-pound elephant calf named Packy arrived to international attention for being the first elephant born under human care in the Western Hemisphere in over 44 years.
Young Asian elephant babies are really cute. They really don't look like full-grown elephants at all, and their trunks are short in proportion to what they look like as adults. They don't have good control of their trunks, so it's like they don't know what to do with it. Typically they're hairy, and initially they don't have a lot of balance, and so they're kind of awkward at first. They really do rely on their mom and aunties to kind of keep an eye on them at first.
Headlines around the world heralded the precious Pachyderm's arrival, and Life magazine even devoted an 11-page spread to his birth.
So Packy the elephant is incredibly important to the Oregon Zoo. He is our signature animal, the animal that made the Oregon Zoo famous.
Well, Packy's about 10.5 feet tall. He's over 12,000 pounds. Sometimes he'll get up to almost 14,000 pounds. So he's one of the largest males in North America. Packy's a very regal elephant. Kind of walks with his head up high and his shoulders back, and he surveys the land, and he kind of understands the building and the facility and better than the new staff do. A lot of times we'll have new people working with Packy, and they'll give him a command and they'll get the wording wrong, or they'll move the wrong door, and Packy will just stop and look down at them and let them know that they're doing something wrong, and then they catch themselves. So he'll actually train the staff.
Packy basically gave us the information on how to care for a calf, an elephant calf, how to make sure that we know how to care for him from the time he was born to as he grew up and became a bull elephant.
Some of the things that we've learned about elephants over time is their reproductive cycle, how they communicate with chemicals, chemosensory communication, and also how they communicate with infrasound. And infrasound is sounds that humans can't hear. It's too low for humans to hear, but it travels a great distance in the wild. So elephants are able to communicate over great distances with this infrasound that was actually discovered here.
We knew very little about what it took to take care of these guys, and as the knowledge here grew, it was shared, it was published so that other institutions could learn from what was going on with Packy.
And whatever we can learn from them that we can share with conservation biologists to help them in the wild is going to benefit them.
Elephants in range countries are highly endangered. These guys are coming up against humans, and they'll always lose when that happens. We're tearing down the jungles, we're planting plantations, we're putting in homesteads, and the elephants are doing what comes naturally. They're coming out of the jungle, they're foraging for food. Unfortunately, when that conflicts with the interests of the human inhabitants, someone's going to lose, and that's always going to be the elephants. So sometimes we talk about the wild with elephants, but we have to remember there's very little wild left.
Right now at the Oregon Zoo, again, our community has supported us in a phenomenal way. In 2008, they voted to give us $125 million to redo a number of exhibits at the zoo, and one of them was the elephant exhibit. And the thing that we really want to change for them going forward is giving them choices. We want to give the elephants the ability to have constant activity if they choose, 16 to 18 hours a day, which is what they normally would have in the wild.
Kim asked us specifically, the design team, CLR and SRG, to design to allow for the animals to be able to socialize and freely to be able to move around. And that's some of the things that we love to be able to do instead of having containment. What we're doing is allowing for spaces to have free movement from inside to outside, from north to south, and that makes for a much better animal and visitor experience.
50 years ago, our community stepped forward to support Packy and his family. It was a monumental time and a point in history where our Oregon Zoo was really put on an international map. Today, we can again put ourselves on the international map by making the Asian elephant habitat world-renowned. With support from our community, we will make it the model for all zoos throughout the world.
That's our vision for the new exhibit. It's really important to me as an individual. It's really important to our zoo and our keepers. And at the end of the day, it's really important for the elephants.
Packy's birthday is an incredible time here at the zoo. We'll have thousands of people come out and sing happy birthday to him. They'll watch his cake come out. There's all sorts of activities that they participate in. But the best part about it for me is to wander through the crowd and hear the stories of people who came out here when they were children. And now they're sharing those experiences with their children.
We've been very fortunate to have the kind of community support we have here in the Portland metro area. It's made all of this work possible. So it's not as if the zoo's doing this work. It's really a community that's committed to this. It's allowed us to do some really amazing work that benefits animals, both in human care and in the wild.
Packy's life has written the book on Asian elephants over the last 50 years. He's grown to become the largest and oldest Asian bull elephant in North America. But most importantly, he's ushered in a new and better understanding of these magnificent pachyderms.